Well, as you can see, as we come to this 8th session, we've now got 4 empty cups and we're gradually filling up this big cup. How big is your cup? In this cup are the reminders that He set us free from the burden, disconnected us from the bondage, redeems us and takes us as His own. But I want to just take a moment and think just for a moment about the wedding service and the symbolism of the wedding in the Bible, because in the next 4 sessions we're going to look at the 4 cups of the Jewish wedding. You see, those disciples had been to a wedding and they knew the meaning. And again, I'm not going to go into all the detail. I'm just going to take something which I believe is so powerful and so beautiful and just share it and say it's in the cup. I love the Jewish wedding. If I'm asked, and I have been on a number of occasions to officiate at a wedding, one of my great privileges in life to do that, I've often referenced some of the beautiful illustrations that there are in the Bible, because to be honest, our culture misses so many things. Jesus, of course, is the bridegroom and we are the bride of Christ. And that meant so much, so very, very much to those people in those days. We have, as we saw at the last session, received the spirit of adoption. I like to say that adoption is so much more than the rescue of an abandoned child. Adoption in the Bible was more like being a daughter-in-law, because a daughter-in-law falls in love with a son, takes the family name and becomes a joint heir. And then we see some other incredible illustrations, don't we? You see, I love the picture. Jesus said, I've got to go towards the end of his walk on earth. I've got to go now and leave my best friend, the Holy Spirit, with you, because I've got to go and prepare a place for you. And that was really a picture of the engagement. The engagement in their culture was so powerful, you would need a lawyer to undo it. It didn't have to wait for the actual marriage ceremony. It was powerful then. The engagement, the betrothal was powerful. And these 2 things happened. The man would go to prepare a place, usually an extension on the family home, or building a business on the side of the family home while the bride got ready. But there was something that the groom did. The groom sent his best friend with the bride. Why? To make sure that she stayed pure. And that's what Jesus did for us. Jesus said, I've got to go now, but I'm going to leave my best friend, the Holy Spirit, to be with you. And the Holy Spirit, of course, is helping us to get ready to become the pure, spotless bride that He's coming back for. And the wedding is so full of illustrations, and we see so many of them in the Bible. And as I say, we're limited in many respects. But I just want us to realize that when those disciples saw that cup, they were reminded of so much of the symbolism of the wedding and the culture of their day, of the relationship between a man and a woman, of the meaning of engagement, of the meaning of going to prepare a home, of the meaning of the bride being left to get ready. How much more beautiful is that best man, best friend, than sometimes what we've made it, where the best man perhaps is taking the groom out to get him drunk the day before he gets married, and some of those sort of things. I'm not saying that the best man hasn't got a role, but I am saying that we're missing something. And of course we see in the Bible that there's coming a day when the Spirit and the bride say, come. The Spirit and the bride say, come. And again, that meant something in the culture of the day. That was really how it worked, that the Spirit and the bride, the best man and the bride, would have said to the groom, we're ready, you can come now. And so I just want to remind you, I just want to point to the beauty of the wedding. So many symbols. Some weddings, they'll lay the white carpet down. That meant something too about purity. That's very important. I love that so many weddings today will celebrate communion. And of course the Jewish wedding still has, as I understand it, the 4 cups. I just want to expand your thinking, because all of this is in here. And Jesus was using illustrations about brides and grooms and best man. And I believe even the illustration of adoption are all related to the wedding, the beautiful wedding. And of course, one day we're going to the great wedding feast, the wedding feast where I believe that Jesus, he will perhaps even pour the wine, but he did say he wouldn't drink of the wine again until that moment. And even in that is the symbolism of the fourth cup of the Jewish wedding. And so I just want to encourage you, I want to invite you to expand your thinking of what this cup meant in the culture of that day. How big is your cup? And we are part of a family, and we are a bride, and there is a groom that is longing for his bride to be ready. And part of getting ready is taking a big cup and remembering him.